How do you do? My name is Harry Wetzel. Thanks for coming. It's the 80s, darling. It's August 1983. It's the end of August, and I've just been handed my eviction notice. The first morning I wake up back in New York after an idyllic summer in Terre Haute, Indiana. The first time I wake up is the sound of my landlady banging on the door and presenting me with my eviction notice. Welcome back to New York. Yes. So then I've got to figure it out now. I've got to find an apartment. I've got to find a job. I've got to find a job first off. So, first off, I start job hunting and I look for a job in a bookstore. Why didn't I think of that before? And I looked at a couple of bookstores and I got a job in fairly short order. I find myself working at B. Dalton Bookstore in Manhattan on 5th Avenue and 50th Street. It's fantastic. All right. So I would like to work in the drama department, please. And they're like, it's New York City. Every jackanapes who comes into the bookstore wants to work in the drama department. Everyone else wants to work in the classic literature department. Well, guess what? You're the latest. You're the lowest seniority. You're the lowest rung on the ladder. You're going to have to start in the basement, and we're going to give you the computer section. And I'm like, I know nothing about computers. They're like, it is 1983. Nobody knows anything about computers yet. It's still a brand new booming industry. There's books every day being published. You'll have to shelve and shelve and shelve and reshelve, and you'll have to do it in creative ways so that we can display all of the books because it's a burgeoning, booming industry, and you're going to have to know at least a little bit about it because this is New York. This is Manhattan. And if you fuck up, we'll make your life so miserable that. I mean, get out there and sell, which is what it is like. Yes. So I've got a job breaking rocks with a shovel, shelving all of these computer books and asking questions about computer books about which I know absolutely nothing. It's a very specific demographic of customers who come to the computer book section in the first place. Yes, they're all computer nerds and computer geeks, and they want to do more than just play Pong, which is what's going on. Yes. Well, not only do I have this job in the basement of the bookstore, the big corporate bookstore, the bookstore to the great and the near great, I've got to look for a home. I've got to look for a place. I've got to look for an apartment because I can't guarantee that everybody's going to come through in the way that needs to be come through. And so I start looking for an apartment. And when you have the kind of budget that I have, you look in miserable neighborhoods at miserable apartments. Places with sweaty walls and crooked floors and orange water. Oh, that's just the minerals, say the would-be landlord. Oy, 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 oy. So whenever you have some time off from the bookstore, which is not as grueling a schedule as the booze store was, they don't demand that I be there 6 days a week. So I do have some time to go and look for a home. Well, meanwhile, I've got to stock up everything that I own. I've got to pack it all up. And I talked to my fantastic landlady and landlord, and they're like, all right, we have an attic upstairs above your apartment. If you really are in a jam, you can take all that stuff and store it in the attic upstairs for, $50 a month. And I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. All right. They're just practically giving it away. at $50 a month. It's fantastic. So I just have to walk everything up, turny, twisty, curvy, creaky staircase up to the attic and load that attic with everything that I own. I've got my books, I've got my records, I've got my furniture, I've got my bed. All right. All of this stuff is going to have to go up there. Oh, it's a attic. It's a garret attic. There's a window over there in here, and there's a huge brass bed over here in this attic. Boink, boink, boink. And I tested, and it's actually pretty comfy, I notice. Make a note of that and move on. Exactly. So now I've got to pack up Rodent, my roommate's stuff. He's absolutely missing in action. We haven't seen or heard from him. So I was like, all right, I packed up all of my stuff. What are we going to do with this? And so Suzanne got to take all the records, right? And, everything else we just sort of put out on the curb. We sold the turntable for $10. You had that corner hutch that went for $5, and we were just passing stuff out, handing it out. Here, do you like this? Everything must go sale. We would say everything must go. How much is it? Free, we said. So anyhow, we get down to a pretty bare minimum apartment. Keith goes off to Nyack, and it's the last morning that I wake up in my ex-apartment, soon-to-be ex-apartment. When I woke up, the last time I woke up in that apartment, the only thing in the room was me and the bed. Yes. So I took the bed, immediately hauled the bed upstairs as soon as I woke up. And now there's nothing in the apartment but me, my book bag, and my suitcase. I decided to take my suitcase, of course, and my book bag with me to work that day and go to work at the bookstore rather than waste a day house hunting. It seemed like a better idea to make money than to try and find an apartment. Right. So that was a Sunday. I went into work with my suitcase and my book bag, put it in the break room back there, and went to work shelving and reshelving. I also had, not only did I have the computer section, I was in charge of the dictionaries. Yes, there's a reference section in the dictionaries and the thesaurus and foreign language dictionaries and all sorts of fun books about language itself. It was delightful. Reference books. I love that. And I kept that section in great order all of the time. Yes. And so I had a busy day that day, that last day that I had ever woken up out in Queens. Now I'm officially homeless in Manhattan. The day ends, and I'm walking out, and Amber, the woman behind the help desk, brilliant uh, woman, and luminously beautiful, by the way, and she said, "Good luck." And I said, "Thank you." And I walked out. It was dark. It was getting dark. I had my suitcase and I had my book bag. And I said, "Yes, this has come true. I am officially homeless in Manhattan, in New York." That was quick. I haven't even been here a year yet, and I'm homeless. So what happened to me that night, I'll tell you next time. Yes, thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. And please share this out. Tell everyone you know. Subscribe. Tell everyone you know to subscribe. And keep coming back for more because I love telling you my stories. See you next time.